Okay, so what were the chances that we would get a Russ and Logic song called Therapy Music that we would get in 2022? I don't think a lot of people believed that we would get a Russ single, that we would get a Russ and Logic single, because Logic has said a few times that he has retired from music, but we have not heard a single from Russ in a couple weeks. But we haven't heard an album from Logic since he has dropped his last album, and we haven't heard from him since. So Therapy Music, I believe, came out of the drop of nowhere because there wasn't any release, there wasn't any publicity behind it. But I think Russ is independent, so I understand that on Russ's part. Logic, I know he has some difficulties with his label, so we'll see. But we'll see how this song really goes. But let's see if we have any sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by Snapple. Welcome to the Snapple Market Auditory Experience. Close your eyes. Imagine you're walking into your neighborhood store. You make your way to the back and reach for your favorite Snapple flavor. You can't wait. You take a sip. Whoa, that's a lot of flavor. What flavor are you holding? Now open your eyes and check out Snapple.com to find ridiculously flavorful Snapple near you.
Okay, so as we expect, Russ decides to take the lead in this song and give us our very first verse, hook, and chorus. He mentions a few things. He says that he, at one point, thought about dealing with his anxiety and using yoga to do that, which I think isn't necessarily the most common practice for people with anxiety, but it is like a very rare thing that people with anxiety do try is yoga. So I like that he mentions this. He says, but that is also a very good way to deal with anxiety sometimes. It works for some, not for all. There's no all answers to fix anxiety. I think that's just, we've grown through that stage where it's not a one solution fix everybody's. So that is good to say. He also talks about that. He also says that his therapy is himself, and he says that's very American to say, because there are, especially in other countries that are not America or in the States, therapy isn't as frowned upon in other countries as it is in America, which is kind of related to people's preferences and how we see anxiety as mental health, and mental health not being as publicly recognized in the States compared to like Britain or another country like that. I think that's a weird thing to say, but I think that him saying it does makes the title Therapy Music make more sense. He says he is his own therapy, which I think I don't have a problem with therapy. I think people can find their own ways to express themselves, but I don't think nobody can give you better advice than yourself. So him saying that he's his own therapist is kind of ironic to me, because it's definitely a double play on words. He also talks about having label record budgets, which is it's very different when you're an independent artist. You don't get record labels putting out songs for promotion or worried about how many streams you're gonna get. But I think him being independent and being able to put out record after record after record, pay for collaborations, all of this that Russ has done over the years of Russ being an independent rapper and making himself known, it's rare. It's rare in the rap industry, but it's also it's very rare in rap for it to happen, for an independent artist to get famous. So I think him doing that and saying he has the label funds to do it, if that's music videos, if that's lyrics, if that's collaborations, he's able to do it. It's without a doubt, we've seen Russ be able to do it. And then we have Logic. As we expect, Logic is very calm in his way that he spits words, lyrics, and he tries to references that he makes. He makes once to the Dave Chappelle show, where he says he's feeling like Dave Chappelle, like feeling like the Chappelle show, which Chappelle's show is very chaotic. I think without a doubt, a lot of people say that Dave Chappelle's show was very chaotic when he was being all these different characters. However, he also mentions about being addicted to likes, even from people he didn't like. And I think this double play on words that he does makes sense, but it's also it's a weird thing with the growth of social media in 2010. People have thought of likes as popularity. I know it happened a few times in the States, especially in high school. It happens a lot, but there's really this thing where it's like I think for the Europeans it's like secondary school, but I think there's a lot of people that equate their personality to how many likes they get a picture or a video, or how many times they get on YouTube, or like I think that is how many shares, how many likes, how many dislikes. That's why YouTube took that whole dislike thing out, where people can't see how many dislikes the video gets. But I think there's a few people that get to this point where, or the masses gets to this point where they're too worried about the likes that they're gonna get in the video, not necessarily having fun and enjoying it, not enjoying it in the moment. Like people will go to concerts and post pictures and post videos of the concert and not actually enjoy the concert, which I think is very I think it's like a generational thing, but it happens. And so I think that happens with a lot of people on social media. And he said he had to retire because of people's opinions. And I think this is what a lot of people don't understand. A lot of people are still human, even celebrities. A lot of celebrities, some celebrities manage their own page. Some people have management that watch over their page. But I think there are some people that are very humbled, where they look at their own pages and they monitor everything. So every hate comment they see or something like that, or dislike, or in some cases they're saying he's not lyrical or he doesn't deserve to be in this culture. And I think that got to him, so he says he had to retire because of those comments and concerns that people were voicing out. Now that we can argue that everyone has freedom of speech. Everyone does to a degree, but I think people have to realize that even celebrities are still artists. They're still human. They still feel. They still value. They still have human emotions. And I think a lot of people get that, but there's a small majority of people that take them being quote unquote a celebrity as okay, then they have no privacy, which that could be a difficult case to make. But you could definitely make that case. But I think they're still human. They're still gonna do stuff that normal humans would do. So I think he said he had to retire because of all the stuff he was getting. And that's understandable to take a break. I don't think it should have been called a retirement, but he called it a retirement and came right back out. I would consider it a break or a hiatus for a few, because he took a hiatus. He took a break for a little bit, but he's always back, and he made this song called Therapy Music with Russ, and I do like it. I do like it because it's very therapeutic. It just depends on how you find your therapy. It doesn't have to be music. It can be whatever, but there are different ways to find therapy that don't involve music, or there's really a lot of places to find therapy. I think you have to know what works for you. But overall, the messaging behind this song is an 8.9 out of 10. I like that way that song is. Reference Russ being open about the independent artist struggles that they go through in making it mainstream. I like that. And Logic being honest and real with his fans or the people listening to his music. Without a doubt, I can never not say I like it. I do like when the rappers are more open about it. And especially when we get Russ and then we get Logic, we're going to get straight facts about both artists and how they're living. So I think that's always good to listen to.